So good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Okay, so Ankita, if you can just please confirm whether the screen is visible. Okay. Yes, it is. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am, it is visible. Yes,
Okay,
ma'am, it is
thank you.
visible.
Thank you so much. So, yeah, first of all, a very warm welcome, all of you who have joined this session. And I will be taking ahead of this particular session. And first of all, would like to thank Microsoft and CBSE that they have given us the opportunity to conduct these coding sessions. And we are conducting these sessions like on 24th, 25th, and 26th. And after that, some other partner will also be conducting these coding sessions. So let me introduce our organization. We are from Cyberdiction Technologies Private Limited, and we are an authorized education global training partner. So let me also introduce myself. I'm Dr. Neeti here. I am Microsoft Innovative Educator Expert. I am Microsoft Certified Professional and Microsoft Certified Trainer as well. I am also certified in this MCTS, that is Microsoft Certified Training Specialist and the Programmer Development. So I'm also certified in this Global Mentor Minecraft. So we will be guiding you today like how we can code or we can just do the block coding with the help of several tools and the applications, right? So let me also show you the agenda here, or you can say the schedule of all the coding sessions. And I would advise all of you that please do not leave any of the session like maybe in between, and because all these coding sessions are in continuation. Fine. So today I am going to conduct the session on introduction to coding in Minecraft and Make Code. After that, we have a session tomorrow, 25th, then 26th. Like now, after that, there will be a coding part B that will be conducted by the other partner, but it will also be starts from like 27 till 1st of Feb. Fine. So you may also take a screenshot, or maybe I think you also have received an email regarding this, and these two mail IDs are also mentioned. In case if you have not received the link of other days session from 27th till 1st of Feb, you may write an email to on this email ID as well. Okay, like funny at k12activityacademy.com. Okay, so let's start today's session. Introduction to coding, because that is also very important to understand why coding is important, and who all are the audience here, like to whom we have to teach basically, because that is also very important. The age group is so important, because how effectively we are going to teach to them if they are like sixth grade students, if or maybe like seventh grade and eighth grade, they are, yeah, I mean they are not too small, but yes, they are small, like so that how we will make them aware that why coding is important, and how like interestingly they can do the coding. Fine. So let us understand first the real world application of coding, and how coding impacts our daily life. What exactly is coding in context of computer science and the popular programming languages? Correct. So I will be guiding you on all these points basically. Then the very first is how do traffic lights work? But before initiating this, I would also like to show you the site from where you can download the resources provided by the CBSE. So you can just open the URL here, that is academics.cbsc.com. So let me also open. CBSE. So you can just open the CBSE academic.nic.in, and here we have a tab of like skill education. You may just click on it. Now here you will find a tab coding and data science. Now under this, you need to just click on the first option that says coding. Okay. Now you will find all the resources here for grade 6th, for 7th, as well as for grade 8th. Okay. So now if you see here, um, Ankita, somebody is asking like a session nahi hai kya? I mean, why is it like he's asking? Because session is already in process. Okay, so the very first is like, all the student handbook or the project booklet for student, the faculty handbook, as well as all the teacher resources, all are available. Okay, so in that case, what we have, like if we just talk about the student handbook, the project booklet, faculty, and the teacher resource. So obviously, when we, implement any of a new technology, so obviously we need to first be confident enough, like, what we need to teach and how to teach. That is important. So for that reason, what we are doing here in this, we have a teacher resource here, right? So if you just click on this particular URL, so it will redirect to that particular PPT. So all the PPT or maybe the slides are available here so that you can follow, and the same slides are also I'm using so that you can correlate when you will start, teaching, or maybe if you have already implemented coding in your particular school. Okay, so where is coding and all this stuff, so you can even download and then you can use all these resources. Correct. So if I go back here, then there is a faculty handbook, so that is also available. You can simply click on the faculty handbook, and here you will come to know the ethical practices in coding. So you can just scroll down and you will come to know the particular lesson structure. So we'll start with the chapter 1. I'll take you through, like, accordingly. It's mentioned in this particular handbook. Okay. Now in the chapter 1, first we need to understand the concept of coding. That is important. Then the second, real world examples of coding, and the third will be practice challenges. Okay, and how it's been bifurcated like into number of periods, and the method it's also mentioned, because how much time that you need to provide or you need to invest like on these subtopics. If I say, or if I talk about how do traffic lights work, okay, and where else do we see applications of coding, what exactly coding is, so how many periods that you need to allocate, so that is basically one. And the method will be, it's like combined, it will be in a combination of theory as well as the practical, because obviously when it comes to the coding, so practical is very important. Okay, now teacher notes are also mentioned in this booklet or in this handbook, like what are examples of coding in real life, we will discuss, no worries, right? And if you just talk about how do traffic light works, that I have opened it here in the handbook, and if I just talk about in my PPT, so we can easily correlate. Okay, so we can easily correlate it, how to do that. Now the next is, what exactly is coding? So we will just talk about all these in detail. First of all, why coding is important, that all of us need to understand why it is important. That is, you know, I mean, very important to understand. So if anybody can give the answer, they may just write in the chat window. So why coding is important? Can anybody? Please, you may just write in this chat window so that I would also be happy to see all the answers here. Yeah, anybody? I'm just waiting for your answers. Okay. So, because it is also very important to understand that why coding is important, and basically, so let me also brief you about why coding is important. So coding is important to learn because computer programming, it teaches children to experiment and gives them the confidence to be creative, right? Because we know that nowadays children are very smart, isn't? Kids are very smart than the smarter than us, isn't it? And they will also have the chance to design something that is entirely their own, what exactly they want to demonstrate, okay, what's there in their mind, and how effectively they can present it. So that is very important to understand as well. So they will have the chance to design something, and children also thrive off the feedback they get from creating something, isn't it? So this is also very important to understand. So if we want to set our children for the academic success, so every child should learn to code. That is very important to understand. Okay, so coding for kids not only helps improve their mathematics and writing skills, but also gives them valuable skills in life and eventually in the workforce as well. Right? So there are multiple reasons why coding is important and why coding should be taught in schools from an early age. So the early children learn to code, the better their chance at success, isn't it? So that is also very important to understand. So somebody is asking that can we ask a question? So yes, you may ask a question. There is a moderator who will also help you out. So you may also write it in the chat window if you have any doubt or any question, probably here, okay, in the chat window. So let us first talk about how, or you can say the how do traffic lights work. So the very first question that you can ask from the student. Okay, so definitely student will come up with their own ideas. Yes, ma'am, there are three like lights like yellow and the red as well as green. So many traffic lights are programmed to recognize and adapt to changes in traffic flow, isn't it? So which helps cars and pedestrians at crosswalks move efficiently. Correct. So they will also tell like these traffic lights contain a detector. So they will detect basically who has crossed the red light, isn't, and a controller unit is also there. So accordingly, when they will come up with their ideas, so then being an educator, we also need to tell them that yes, few lines of code, because that you are telling to us that traffic lights contain a detector, but how it is going to detect, what exactly the controller unit is doing, find how it is being programmed. So all these particular points you need to just tell them. Okay, so in this case, if we just tell them that sometime it is even more smart where the code detects congestion based on sensors and maximize the efficiency by only functioning when the traffic is present. So you can just tell them, and we can also tell them that yes, we are already surrounded with n number of like real life examples, or like most of us like knowingly and unknowingly engage with programming as well, be it inside our home or outside. So coding in the modern world can be seen on the streets, at the schools, at the local grocery store. If we talk about like the grocery shop, or maybe like a coffee machines that is there at our home, correct, maybe the smart lights that we are using nowadays, maybe the smart ovens, the microwaves oven, fine. So all these examples you can just give them, and you need to ask from them. Basically you need to probe them, like you are already surrounded with a number of resources, fine, and where the programming is being used, where it is required, right? Let's say if you just ask them that smart ovens or the microwave oven that you are using, fine. So being a homeowners, what do you need to do? a preheating is required. You need to set a time. There you will receive a notification. You have a on and off button. There is a timer that you need to set a time interval as well. So everything you need to just tell. But for all these things, what is required? First, the programming. Correct. So where else is coding applied? Okay, there is one more example. You can just tell them that the barcode scanner. Okay, now if we talk about like interaction with barcode scanners at shopping store. So at the shopping store, you can just give them the example that there is a barcode. Okay, so then there is a automatic control of traffic using traffic lights, the example which we have just taken. Then the booking movie, bus, train, flight tickets online. So usually students or maybe many of us, we book the movie tickets. And if we just tell them like how you book the movie ticket, because where user can search a movie in a given city and book it, and after that user can also select a movie or multiple movies, check all the details about the movies like show time, price. So after review movie details, then user can book that movie. Correct. So you can just give them the example, but what you require for that? You require one application for that, and how the application is being designed. Obviously, you require a programming language for that. Then you will also tell them that what do you mean by programming language. Then you can give the example of printer, computer software like web browser, Word, etc. That the applications, most of the applications we are using, video games and animations for entertainment as well. Correct. So these all are the example. You can just tell them where the coding is applied. Now, the very first is we should also understand that what exactly is coding. Fine. So I have already like told basically why coding is required first of all at early stage. Now it is again basically required that what is coding. So coding is the method of communicating with a computer, that you need to tell in a very easy term, because how we are communicating with each other, we are also we require one language for that, maybe English, maybe Hindi, or maybe any other language, isn't it? But if we want to interact with system, if we want to interact or we want to communicate with a computer, so what we require a programming language for that, or you can say a coding. So coding is the method of communicating with a computer. Second, it is also using a language that a computer understands to give a computer instructions in order to perform specific functions. So we need to tell them. And coding also allows us to create things such as computer software, the websites. You can give n number of examples related to websites, the apps that they are using, and the video games. So you need to give ample of examples so that they can correlate that yes, everywhere coding is required. Correct. So coding is also referred to as programming, is creating instructions that can be executed on a computer to perform a specific task or achieve a particular result. So if you want to interact with a computer, what we require? Coding. And there are different programming languages through which we can code. Then you need to tell them that programming language will come into the picture. So there are a number of languages that we may have or we can use through which we can interact with computer via language that computer can understand. Obviously, computer will not be able to understand English language. So human can understand, but computer will understand only the language of binary, that I think we all are aware, 0 and 1. Okay, so this language is called a programming language, and using a programming languages, we can provide instructions to a computer to perform a set of activities. Correct. Now we need to tell them there are different popular programming languages. The one is Python. So it's there in our CBSE curriculum. Fine, then we have a Java also, JavaScript, C Sharp, R language, C++, and C. So you need to tell them about all these. So basically, these all are the popular languages that we have. Correct. So I hope I am not too fast. So first we have discussed about what is coding, that we need to tell them first of all why coding is important at early stage, that you need to just tell them. After that, please give ample of like examples. They are, I mean, or these students are already surrounded with, give them real life examples. Okay, and then you need to correlate with the language that we are using, like English obviously, but computer will not understand. Then you need to tell them there are different popular programming languages, and you need to tell them, like, you know, for AI that it's already been introduced, and there we are using either R language or the Python language. So you need to tell them that's why we need to first, I mean, learn the programming language, but directly, but there is a basically, you know, step by step that we need to move, isn't it? So first, like for the 6 to 8, first we will start or learn the coding through block coding, because with the help of drag and drop feature, with the help of like easy tool or easy interface, so student will also come to know how they need to do it. And after that, slowly and gradually, when they will also move or maybe promote, like, you know, to higher classes, then they will also come to know in detail, like, you know, the Python or the JavaScript or maybe R, how to do a code and how to write a code. Correct. So now, yeah, so somebody has also provided the answer, like, you know, to me, why coding is important. Somebody says to teach the student about the logic. Very nice. So, like, some Rohit is also asking again, give the location from where you had downloaded that file. So I'm telling you once again, though our moderator has also provided you the link there, that is cbseacademic.nic.in, but I am going to show you again from where you can do that. So first is you need to enter this URL, that is cbseacademic.nic.in, and after that we need to click on skill education. Correct. Then you will find one tab over here, that is coding and data science. You need to click on coding, and here you will find all the handbooks or the resources. So teacher resources all are related to the PPT, the PowerPoint presentations that you may use in your classrooms. Second is your faculty handbook, where it's basically, you know, the description is given how to start and how many topics that you need to cover, fine, number of periods. So everything gets mentioned in this particular book. Now, what's the difference between the teacher handbook and the student handbook? Though most of the content is same, but yes, in the faculty handbook, there is a guidance, like, you know, given to the teacher as well, that how they need to teach, as well as there is a quiz time. It's also given where the answers are also mentioned. But in the student handbook, if I just open the student handbook also, let's say I'm going to open the student handbook, though you will see that moreover the content is same, right? So I'm going to scroll down a little bit here. Yeah, so everything is same here also, the content and everything, but when it comes to the quiz time, there the answers are not mentioned. So you need to tell them, or you need to tell the students that they need to go through this particular quiz and they need to give the answers. So answers are being provided in the teacher's handbook. So I hope now it is clear from where I have downloaded this file. So somehow they have given the answers. You know, the coding is important to have like critical thinking, problem solving. Correct. Correctly said by, you know, Garima here. And program is a set of sequential and logical steps to solve a problem. Very nice. So yeah, it's good to see that I mean, you all are responding and you are taking, you know, initiative in providing the answers. Okay, so that's all I have discussed out about the, you know, programming languages. Now next is, what are tools available? Fine, how many tools are available that you can use in your classroom? The very first, that we will start with the Microsoft Make Code. Okay, and it says that it is a framework for creating interactive and engaging programming experiences. What do you mean by framework? Now, please, can anybody just give me the answer on this? What do you mean by framework here? Because if we just talk about there are n number of other frameworks available, like, in higher studies, if we go about, if we talk about, Java or maybe .NET. So there are different frameworks. So I think you have also heard that there is a .NET framework also that you need to install in your PC. But can anybody let me tell me, like, what do you mean by framework here? Yeah. Okay, no worries. I'll just wait. So the moment you'll just give me the answer, let me just read out. So the Microsoft Make Code is a framework for creating interactive and engaging programming experiences for those new to the world of programming. So let's say if I just give one simple example, there is a shopping mall, or maybe if you have ever visited, and now you want to open or you can say, or maybe you want to buy a room there so that you want to start your own business there. So what you will do, whether you will buy the whole shopping mall or you will just buy a limited area, so that where you can start your like, business, and you can use that particular area. Obviously that, I mean, you will basically book a area, correct? Or maybe the framework that you said critical thinking is developed. Okay, so but yes, so what we need to do, so framework means that things are already like, ready for you, but what you need to do in that, you need to customize it according or as per your need. Let's say you are, or you want to run a business where you have purchased like, shop number 2, that is, it's there, so you can customize that particular shop or that room area according to your need, isn't it? So that is why you will make it more interactive, you will design it, or maybe basically you want to add some more concept to it so that people will like it and people will come to your shop just to buy several items, isn't it? So what we are doing, so means the whole framework is already provided. I mean, the mall is already provided to me, but in that mall I have purchased, a limited area where I can customize according to my requirement or according to my need. So similarly here also, there are different tools and the applications are provided to us as a framework. But what we need to do, let's say if we want to do a programming, or we need to implement something, or we want to make it interactive, so we can customize accordingly. In a simple term, you can say this. Someone says that yes, for right computer programming to make tailor-made application. Correctly said. Perfect. So yeah, it is. So that is why if we just talk about the Make Code, which is a free here and an open source platform, fine, for creating engaging computer science learning experiences that support a progression path into real world programming. And it brings programming to life for all students with fun projects, immediate results, and include both block and text editors for learners at different levels. So Ankita, you may please copy this link, and you can paste it in the chat window. So where you will find this application, that is a Make Code. So you can simply click on it. It will redirect to this particular page, which says that www.microsoft.com/make code. Okay, so you can open the Make Code here, and this Make Code provides you different other tools as well. The one is the Arcade, the Microbit, and the Minecraft. So we will just do the coding with the help of Arcade and the Minecraft, because if we just refer the curriculum here, and if you just scroll down, you will come to know that few of the exercises it's been done, or the activity it's there, basically that come to know how we can start, the block coding here. So getting started with block coding, we can do the first URL, that is arcade.makecode.com. Fine. So this is the URL that I need to enter it here. So either you can open it directly from the Arcade from the make code URL, that is the start coding, or you can just type arcade.makecode.com. This is the URL. You may note it down here as well. That is arcade.makecode.com. Correct. Now, when I press enter, it will open the home page. So this is the home page where you will see several, you can say, the options here. The very first, if you see here, that my projects, that how many projects you have created so far, arcade.makecode.com. Correct. Now, when I press enter, it will open the home page. So this is the home page where you will see several so in this case, like if you see, you have multiple projects here. It is showing like new project if you want to create a new project here. OK, the skill maps, like a beginner skill map, save the forest. So these all are the skill maps. If you just scroll down, there are few tutorials are also available. Fine. So you can just have a look on all these tutorials. Then the live coding. Fine. So you will find some of the samples or the example here related to the live coding. Some blog games are also available. There are some JavaScript games. Fine, you can go through, and the game jam, advanced live stream, community games, the game design concept. So you can just go through all these one by one. And there are different courses are also available, like for the computer science intro 1, like computer science intro 2, for the same, like you have the computer science intro 3. Similarly, you have the other hardware or maybe the resources that you may use, but it is not mandatory that you can do it. Now, in this case, if you just put a slash and you just open or write a docs, that is a documents window. So it will open a documentation of the make code as well. Correct. And believe me, this will also help you in understanding the documentation, or you can say that the notes, that is, it's all available. Like first is game design concept. It will just tell you about, the designing concept that you can use, the game tutorials, and it will also give you all the structured courses for use in the classrooms and or at home, the blog games, the JavaScript games, arcade reference, like, the whole API is also given. Maybe you need not to give to the student, but being an educator, you should know what exactly the API is. That is the application programming interface. Fine. So the whole API is given for your reference. You can also refer this. And then the language and data reference, like blocks language and the JavaScript language. So you can just go through all this, where the documentation and the introduction, it's all been given to given for us just to refer. So I hope all these links, it's already been provided by Ankita there in the chat window. You may just copy it and keep it for future reference so that you can follow the same. I hope it is clear to everyone. Correct. Now let's jump into the program. So I'm going to open this arcade.makecode.com. So what I'll do here. So first is, you have a my project option over here, which says a plus icon over here. With this, you can create a new project. OK, if you just follow the teacher handbook, like the whole activity, it's also given that how you need to start with. So the first step says that you need to use this make code arcade home screen. So this is the home screen that I just opened it. So what we call it as a home screen, the arcade home screen. And then when you scroll down, you need to just click on the create a project, and you can define a project name here. So what we need to do here, what is the objective? That we need to print a message. Let's say I want to display a message as hello on the screen. Because as an educator, I think in computers, the first thing is, or the first program, it's always related to print, or to display the hello. OK, so let's say I am also going to do the same. So what I'll do, I'll just simply click on this new, and I'll give a name, a project name here. let's say I'll give my first program. Okay, so this is how I'm going to do that. And then you need to click on create. So it is going to load this particular screen. Now this new, a new screen is opened here. Now the screen like structure that you see on the left, it is the place where results from a program output it gets displayed. Fine. And or we call it as a simulator as well, because here you will see the output, right, where you will find the output. Might be before that, if you want, you may tell them that there is basically a cycle that computer, or the system follow, that we called it as a IPO cycle, where we need to give the input and it process something and then you will get the output, isn't it? So if you want, you can just tell them a little description related to the IPO cycle is, so that you will see the output here. And the list in the middle. So you'll see in the middle, there are few lists like in the middle, which represents the different block types that are available. Okay. And we have the space on the right also having a block named on start, which is the space where we join different blocks, or we can just, drag and then drop different blocks just to execute a set of steps, isn't it? So what we can do, we can drag several blocks from here, from this list, and then we can drop it here. So first, what we need to achieve, we need to just display a message here. And what I need to display a message, let's say, you can say a hello world, or maybe CBSE coding session. So what we need to do, so first is, if you want to type, or maybe you need to add a block here. So if you go to this particular game, you will find there are different game related blocks available. Okay. And if I click on this sprites, I'll just show you one example related to sprite also. Do not worry. Then we have a controller. So controller are basically like, you have these two controller like A button and the B button. When you are going to press the A button, then what will happen? Okay. So these blocks are available. Similarly, the game that I have already shown to you. Then we have a music. If you want to add a music to it, like let's say the loop you want to add, or maybe you want to play a melody, or maybe a sound or a tone to it, you can do that. Then if you want to set a background color, so that is also possible, or maybe you want to set a background image. So let's say right now the color is what, black, and if you want to set a color as, let's say, light blue, so you can do that. So now you see that the background color that you have set, it is now a light blue. Then we have a info related here, and in this case, on start we have already added, and by default, and these all are the conditionals, like if else, maybe if a statement that you want to construct. Then obviously we'll come to know the variables, like in tomorrow's session, how to define a variable and what do you mean by variable, and what's the use of, the variable. Though those who are computer teacher might be they're already aware of, but this session is like, for everyone, so that because at one point we say that coding is very easy to learn, like, for everyone. When the 6th to 8th grade students, they can learn, then why not other subject teachers, isn't it? So it's basically easy to understand, just to do that. Correct. Now if you go to this particular game, there is a prompt. You can just add it here, that is a splash. It's fine. So now if you want to display any of the message, first you need to add this splash block, and then you need to write the message which you want to display. Now what I want to display it here, I just want to display, let's say, hello world, or maybe I want to display CBSE coding sessions. Okay, so this is basically string value. So this must be in double quotes that you need to define. So CBSE coding sessions. So whatever that, you have written here, it is also displaying in this particular display box, or you can say that in the simulator. Isn't it interesting? Like, I mean, students can easily understand how to set a background color, find how to display a message or how to display a value. So screen on the left automatically gets updated. So if you just, update anything here, maybe I just delete the CBSE, the sessions. So you'll see that this, the simulator or the screen, it gets automatically updated with the message CBSE coding, isn't it? So we need not to refresh it every time. Why? Because it is automatically gets updated. Now let us see one more example that is also very easy to understand. So first is because students are very fond of, like, to see several actors. Now what all actors that we have here and how to add an actor basically, or maybe we call it as sprite here in this make code or the arcade that we are using. Correct. So what we need to do, but before that, or before making any changes, I need to tell few other thing. If you want to download it, you can download your code through the arcade. It will just show you your file name, or maybe you can say that the program that you have created. Fine, you may want to save it. You can save. There is an undo and redo operation. There is a zoom in and zoom out. Fine, it's also mentioned here. If you want to share with someone, so you can publish your game and then you can share the link with other users. So that is also quite interesting for all of us, just to get to know how they can share with each other if they want. Correct. Now if we talk about the but maybe few students are little bit more advanced, then they may say, ma'am, I know the block coding, but I just want to learn, a code also. How? So if they want to just have a look like how it looks like, or maybe how they need to do the coding. So yes, you can tell them that, yes, I mean, the way that we are doing it, it is just, by dragging and dropping and by using some of the blocks that we have used it here. But yes, as a background, if I want to see a code here, so what you can do, this is a code editor language. You can just click on this drop down arrow key. It will show you two programming languages here. One is the JavaScript and another one is the Python. So if you click on this Python, you'll see a background code here, right? So what I did first, I just, change or set the background color here. So that is why in a programming, we used to write what? Scene dot set underscore background underscore color. So then the student may realize, yeah, it is not too easy just to understand right from the beginning. So that is why we are just making them first comfortable in learning the coding, or by simply, dragging and dropping or through block coding. And after that, once they are well versed with, the loops or the logic, the variables, then they can easily program, or they can easily program that particular code. Okay. Similarly, you can show them, like, using a JavaScript as well. And coming back to the block here. Now, if you want to remove or like the block which you have just added here, so I can remove it by simply again dragging and then dropping back to the list box. Right now, what I just want to add a new actor here, or maybe a sprite. So how we can do that? Now, if you just see here, there are different controllers available, like single player, or maybe there are multiple players. So these players being used, or you can say when you want to create a game, right? So that is also required. But here I am going to set my sprite. So what I'll do, I'll just take one sprite and I'm placing it here. Correct? Now set my sprite to. Now I want to select the actor here, or a player. So I will click on it. It will open a new editor window. So if you are good in drawing, so you can draw it on your own. Otherwise, you have a gallery here, correct? So you can use this gallery, and from this gallery, you can just add any of the actor from here, or maybe any food item or any other. I mean, this is just a whole inventory, and from this inventory, you can add any of the particular item. So let me just add any one of the item here. Maybe this, a burger. Okay, and then click on done. So I have just added a burger here, and this is basically the resource, or maybe from the inventory that I have added. It is a kind of what? It's a food. It's not a particular player here or the actor. So, but it's a food item that I have added. Now, what my sprite will say? My sprite will say what? So what I can do, I have some more controls. So let me just show you my sprite say. So I can take this block, and this time my sprite say I am, or you can say, are you hungry? Yeah, we can display a message here. So obviously it will also show you the same message, that are you hungry? So have a burger. Okay, so any message that you want to display, you can even use this. Now what I want to navigate, or maybe I want to shift or move my burger from left to right, from top to bottom, because this is just a basic level that we are telling to our kids. Fine, because when they or maybe they have played, like, number of games, so they must have seen that the actors or the resources or maybe the items, they are moving. Fine, from the PlayStation or from the device, they may shift from left to right or from top to bottom. So if we want to do it here, so similarly we can go to this controller, or I can go back to this sprite here again. So I need to move this. So for moving it, I need to go back to this controller, let's see, or the sprite. Just give me a second, because there are n number of blocks here that you may have. So you can set also if you want to set, but here I'm not setting, I am just moving it. Okay, or maybe if you want to add the music, that is also there. Let me add a music also. Scene I have already added. Or the loop I do not want to add. The logic and the variables we will see tomorrow. And the controller. So let's say I want to move my sprite with buttons. Fine, the positions like X and Y. So now that I also have added, if I click on this particular button, fine. So this is basically through which you can navigate, or maybe you can move your sprite that you have just added. So similarly, you have done that. Now let's say I just want to use these buttons as well. When I press button A, then there must be a sound. So what I need to do here, I'll go to this controller, and we have this option that is on A button pressed. So when you will press the button A, because here if you just click on the arrow key, you have a B button as well. Or maybe when you click or select the left, then what will happen? Or maybe up, right, down, anything. So but here I am going to, let's say, press A button. Then what will happen? It should play a sound. Fine. So which sound? Let's say a siren kind of thing. So yeah. So I think it's basically, or you are also able to hear it properly. Fine. So, correct. Yeah, somebody says that coding make kids to think logically and they become problem solver. Perfect, perfect. So, Babita ma'am says that why my question are not visible to all. So it depends like how you are going to do that. But yeah, it is. So coding make kids to think logically. Yes, obviously. And similarly, how you will get the or receive the certificate, don't worry, I will be telling you like after the session. Don't worry about the certificate. Please just go through the session or maybe like the topic that I am explaining here. So sprites, I think you have seen one good example here, which I have just shown to you. Fine. On B button press, that what will happen. That is also there that you have seen. If you want to set a choice or maybe a variable, so for that we must require a variable first that we need to define. So that we will do in maybe like in tomorrow's session, how to set a variable, and after that how to or maybe like you can say a choice variable that you may take, then you may ask a choice from the user. If you have entered one, then like you are hungry. If you just press enter, I mean enter as two, then it says that you are not hungry. So similarly you can also use all these good examples, find or show the examples to the students, then they can come up with their own like ideas that yes, I have just added only one music, might be they will add some more uh, music into it, or maybe you can set the volume as well. Fine, by default it is 20, so you can set the volume. Okay, so I hope this is clear to all of you that how you will start coding with the help of arcade dot makecode.com. Okay, now to life for all students, then there are different applications that we have seen that microbit. With this you can also do, or maybe with arcade or with Minecraft. So we'll see one more example with the help of Minecraft as well. Now, MakeCode Arcade is one of the platform to perform block-based programming, which we have just done. Using Arcade, solution to a problem statement can be implemented using various categories of blocks, and the results can be seen side by side. So you have seen that there is one simulator and there is basically a space where you are just dragging and dropping all the blocks, and similarly, or you can say simultaneously, you are also able to see the output. Now, how to do that? This is basically a URL that Ankita has already shared with you all, correct? And the introduction with the documentation, that also we have provided the same link. Okay. Now let's talk about the Minecraft. So this Minecraft is again Minecraft is again, very important, or you can say that the education based software, fine, which is a game based learning platform that promotes creativity, collaboration, and problem solving in an immersive digital environment. So this platform provides a fun way of learning coding and design thinking concept. So might be you've already heard that students are already aware of like the Minecraft. They have installed it on their own, even like on their PC itself, and they are utilizing it. They are creating a number of things there in the Minecraft. But how to implement the coding there, that it's our duty just to tell them so that they can also make a best use of this software, like through Minecraft they can design, they can do some creativity, they can also show their own thinking, or you can say that the suggestions, if they have any, they want to provide it. So this platform provides a fun way of learning coding and design thinking concept. So from where you can download the Minecraft as well. So this is the URL, the education.minecraft.net. When I click on it, it will redirect to this URL, that is education.minecraft.net, right? If you want, let's say right now you have not signed in with any of the ID, you can first click on this quick start where you can set the profile if you are an educator, or if you're an educator, or maybe if you're a parent or the IT admin. So you need to first select the option, or you can just set the profile, fine, one by one. After that, when you click on this arrow key, teach with Minecraft, there is a community of the Minecraft as well. If you want, you can join the community or the forum. There are resources, several other resources available through which you can do the code. So one is, if you see here, there is a hour of code as well. Now, one of the easiest way to get a taste of programming, the basics for kid, is with the fun and free hour of code activities, because there are free hour of code activities available online, so they can go through one by one, and these activities are designed to take only an hour, because they need not to invest much time on it. But yes, they are designed in such a way that it will just take a limited time period, like you can say to take only an hour, and can give kids and parents to chance to understand the importance of learning to code. Because let's say if you want to teach them AI, so if you can do, there are different activities or the lesson plans, it's there in the hour of code, fine, which is an 1 hour activity maybe. You can just do that and then they can be a part of it. They will, I mean, parents will also come to understand that the importance of learning to code, fine. And if you want, there are, or maybe related to it, you can just create some of the activities or sheets and everything, you can also do that. If you want to get trained or explore lessons, fine, so you can also do that. If you want, first you need to download the software from here. There is an option of download. You can simply click on this download button and get started. So first it will ask the operating system that you are using, maybe the Windows, the Chromebook, Mac, or the iPad. So if you are a Windows user, then please select the first option. Okay. And if you are using a Chromebook, or if you're a Mac user, you can just select the Mac option here. Correct. So let us select the Windows here. So when you click on the Windows option, it will save the exe file, fine, on that location, whichever you will provide. Maybe if you will provide like just to save it in your desktop, so it will save it on your desktop. Then once the exe file will be downloaded, after that you need to just double click on it. It will be executed and it will install Minecraft on your PC. Correct? So it's very simple or very easy to download. Now, if you want to sign in, you can simply click on the sign in button. Though if you see, I've already installed it on my PC, I can do that. But if you go back to this particular, makecode.com, which I opened earlier as well, let's say makecode.com, right? And if I open it from here, fine. So the Minecraft thumbnail, it's there, code modes for Minecraft, which requires the Minecraft Education Edition. So please, you also need to note down. So there are 2 editions, fine. But you need to, there are several other editions as well, but you need to install the Minecraft Education Edition. Okay. Now, when you click on Get Access, it will again redirect to the same page, which I have already shown to you, from where you can download. Correct? I hope it is clear to everyone from where you can download it. So if you just scroll down with this, you can also download the starter kit as well. how to start with Minecraft. The tutorial is also available, correct? Some webinars and trainings, it's also mentioned. You can just go through a few of the trainings. For parents also, like offers exciting content for players and families, including fun activities, right? And the hour of code, basic coding concept in this free hour of code lesson. So then you have a quick start as well. So do not worry, in case if you require further more assistance on this, you may come to us, or maybe you can just write an email to us. So then we will be helping you out in getting the Minecraft. Okay. Now, let's say I've already downloaded like on my PC. So what I'll do now, let me open the interface here. So I've already installed the Minecraft Education Edition on my PC. So before starting, let me come back to this PPT. Anything else here? Yeah. So one is in this exercise. So from where I have taken this exercise. So again, this exercise, it's there or it's mentioned in the teacher handbook. So if you just go back and if you open this teacher handbook and if you just scroll down, you will get one of the activity related to the Minecraft as well. Correct. So you can just follow the same. And even if you want, you may just search like, there, and then it will also show you. Let's say if I search the Minecraft here. Yeah. So there is one activity that they have mentioned related to a tale of two villages. Fine. So because we need to teach, some ethics related activities. So we will use the basic coding concept to bring two villages together in Minecraft Education Edition. So first what you need to do, you need to set up the Minecraft Education Edition from this URL, which I have just shown to you. Okay. And then you can try, if you do not have the license with you, like of the Minecraft, if school is not having the licenses, but still if you want to try a demo lesson, so you can click on try a demo lesson and accept the terms and conditions. So how you will get that? Let's say I'm going to click on this particular link. So it will redirect here as well. So it's like, saying that if you want uh, to use this try now, or maybe you want to get the access just for a demo purpose, you can easily log in with that. Let's say if I open the Minecraft here. Yeah, so I'm going to open it. So yeah, the program which is saved can be viewed with Arcade, or there is another way also. So obviously, like if you have created a program through Arcade only, so better to, because the extension will be like, if you're going to save it, so extension, it will be related to the Arcade only. But yes, if you have a JavaScript or the Python code, you can just copy it and then you can use the other editor as well. So moreover, because as you are also aware of the syntaxes or maybe the grammar, because if we just talk about any language, so language will remain same, but if we talk about the syntaxes, vocabulary, that I mean, for all these languages, they all are like, different. So that is why it's better that if you have created any Arcade related program, so better to use that platform to open it as well. Correct. So I hope I have answered your query. So how to change the colors? Yes, you can change the color. You can open the same activity again. You can go back to that particular, like, the project that you have created, and then you can change the color. Okay, so now let me just open this. Maybe with this, I'm going to open. Okay. So first you will get the 10 trials also of that, like a play or of code, settings and switch accounts. So you can just start, playing by just clicking or hitting this particular option. That is the play button. So we'll come to this, but let me minimize first because I wanted to tell few more things related to it. Okay. Now The activity, like it's there in the teacher's handbook, which I was just showing to you. Let's say here in the teacher's activity book, where is that? Go back here. Yeah, here it is. Use the basic coding concept to bring two villages together in Minecraft. So where is basically this activity? So you need to first open this URL that you need to refer education.minecraft.net hour of code 2020. So you can simply click on it. It will give you or show you the entire activity. So step by step, it's mentioned that what you need to do first. Second, you need to download or get the lesson plan. Then you need to facilitate an hour of code, and after that go beyond an hour of Minecraft. Right. So how to install it and how to download, it's mentioned. Get the lesson plan. You can go to the lesson. Fine. Just have a video tour, or you can say just have a look on it, and then you can try it on your own. So an hour of code, take the course. So simply click on it, and then more computer science resources are also available related to the block coding, JavaScript, Python. So if you just right click and open it in a new tab, let's say, so it will just show you the computer science kit. The subject kit, it's available. There is an online survey right now. I would not like to participate. So if you just scroll down, you will find the R of code related to AI, R of code inclusion, R of code timecraft. Okay, and the lesson collections here, it's all mentioned like computing with Minecraft, coding fundamental. So from where they can start, I mean, the students can also start with, or teachers or educators, they can also learn, the coding fundamentals from here. You can click on it. Find coding with Minecraft if you want to do. All the coding tutorials are also available. Correct. So code to learn STEM and all the Python modules that you can learn. There are 10 lessons related to the syntax, data types, variables, conditionals, everything it's mentioned. All the lesson plans are mentioned, like the Python 101 related to this, the Python lesson 7, lesson 5. Okay, lesson 6, 4, 2, and 1. So this way you can just learn the Python through Minecraft. And so you may also note it down. So that's there in the home page, resources, Minecraft, computer, science kit, and the Python 101. Correct. So you may also refer the entire activity that's there in the book. You can refer it. There are few worksheets. I can just give you the example that because kids are too small, so they will also enjoy when they have some worksheets maybe, or when they have some practical, or you can say if you will just provide them the software, so they can also come up with their own ideas. They can also show their own creativity. Or like the few sheets that we have created, like on algorithms, the sequence, the number of steps, decomposition, loops, okay, debugging, branching, variable. If you can also provide them these type of sheets, then definitely they'll also enjoy. Okay, so for sixth grade student, I think they sixth or seventh grade student, they will also enjoy by just having it all this. So few of the questions, like participants are asking again related to the arcade. Can you show again where to get burger from? So definitely I'll just show you. Please give me some moment. Let me just finish this Minecraft, and then I'll give you the recap once again. Okay, don't worry. It is same as Scratch, so why will use an extra platform for same task? Yeah, the Scratch, it was there like maybe the for class 5th or 4th that you were teaching like to your students, but as for the CBSE or the curriculum, they have decided to use this platform, that is the arcade. Okay, so as I said, there is a microbit also, then we have the Minecraft, but yes, they have used these two platforms, the Minecraft as well as the arcade. So that is why we have to use this. Okay. Yeah, so one more the good announcement for all of us, that is GitHub, right? Might be some of you have already heard, but I'll just tell you in detail a little bit that GitHub, it is a storehouse where you can manage and collaborate on your code. Because GitHub, it's a centralized, or you can say that the location or a place from where you can, download the code, you can upload the code, or you can say it's just a kind of repositories. So all these repositories you may download, you may create, you may keep it as a private, you may also keep it as public. It's totally depend upon you. Fine. So it's basically a cloud based storage space that's been provided to you, where you can do some different versions of the code. And there are different other cloud platforms are also available. Then why GitHub? So in a moment or in a second, I'll just tell you what all the announcement, what is the great announcement for all of us, and what extra features, or you can say the tools that we are getting. Because GitHub provides you a pack offer for school students. So there are different offers or pack offers. It's provided for the, or provided to the students as well as to the teacher, and it is also provided to the school as well. So for the school, for students, for teacher, the pack offers are available. So I'll just show you from where you will get that. So if you also want to sign up for the GitHub Student Developer Pack, so there is a request a discount GitHub Education. So Ankita, please, if you can just copy this link, request a discount a GitHub Education. So what they need to just prove, they need to just prove that they are a school going student, or I mean, he's a school student, and then he can just sign up. And after that, once the verification been done, then he would be able to get the offer. Now what all the applications or the in that developer pack, like what all features it's available, I'll just show you. Let me just click on it, GitHub Education. It will redirect to this particular page. Yeah. So now you will see what all offers that we have. You will get a 1 year, free 12-month subscription like of Canva. And believe me, I think most of these schools, they're already using this Canva, okay, where they can design, they can uh, create several brochures or maybe several other things. It's related to that. So featuring like thousands of templates are available. They may use the template, or they can create their own templates as well, and easy to use editor. So the GUI is also quite simple. Name cheap, like 1 year domain name registration. It's also, and one more benefit, that the SSL certificate free for 1 year. The JetBrain like software is also available for Python coding, or maybe if they are using it, so PyCharm and more, so they will be getting. Microsoft Azure, so free access to 25 plus Microsoft Azure cloud services plus $100, and there is no credit card required. Because I was also getting a number of queries related to the Azure, that how they can create their own account. Are the credit cards like, it's required? But no, it is not required. If you are having a GitHub developer pack, then by default you will be getting this credit. But please make sure you need to use the same ID then everywhere. Okay, that we call it as a single sign-on. Okay, so about name.com and the Digital Ocean, Educative, Bootstrap Studio, Microsoft Visual Studio also you will be getting free of cost, right? The GitHub pages. So all these, if you just scroll down, so a number of applications that you will be getting as a complimentary, you can say, gift, or the applications that you may use. So similarly, all these tools available for the students, like student developer pack. Similarly, you have the teacher developer pack as well. So you can just explore some teacher programs as well, and what all the schools will be getting if they are going to register with the school account. Fine. So what all facilities available for the school. So if you are going to enroll your school in the GitHub campus program, that then what will be the advantage? like these all are already using these organizations. So you will be getting a free access to GitHub Enterprise Server and all these stuff. So teacher training to master Git and GitHub with your campus, with our campus advisors program. Even we can also train you. So you can give us a request and then we can train your educators. Then what all benefits that you have for everyone at schools, like, for the teacher and for the, for the teacher as well as for the student. Correct? It's all mentioned here. So I hope GitHub, it's clear to everyone. So what is like GitHub? I'll just show you the interface also, how to sign in the GitHub. So you can just open this github.com or maybe mm, yeah. So when you just press enter github.com, then you may click on the sign in. So I have already signed in. I have an account. These all are my repositories that I have created, right? Different repositories like for machine learning notebooks that I have just updated here. So all the NumPy basic or maybe data preprocessing, classification, clustering. So all my examples and everything it's there. And if I want to share with someone or a code, find everything, I can do it with one simple link. And if anybody wants to download, they can easily download as well. So this is quite easy and simple to use it. Fine. So this is the master branch. Basically, you also need to get the training on this. We can provide you the full-fledged training. No worries. If when you request or if you request, so on the basis of your request, we can provide. You can create a new file, you can upload a file here, and then you can share so that you can share your code with someone easily. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. So similarly, I have created another repository here. You can do that. And let's come back to the PPT. So there are few other activities that you can do, like display if a number is odd or even. So let us now run through a practice exercise. So you can just do all these activities through Minecraft. So we'll do it maybe tomorrow when we will come to know the loops or the logic or maybe the variables. Then we can perform the same activity. So yeah, here it's mentioned that Minecraft is just one of the platform for coding. So you can also use many similar platforms available like Scratch or code.org as well. Excuse me. Okay. Now let us see one example of Minecraft. So just give me a second so that I'll open it and then I'll just show you this activity in a minute. So when you will open a new world, so what I'll do, I'll just open the Minecraft software here. Okay. So it is just loading. Now let me click on play button. Now I will show you everything here with the help of the first is view my worlds, view library, create new, join world or import. So if somebody else is also created a world and maybe you want to join their his world, basically you can just do it with the help of this option. So it will be asking for one code to join. So it will be provided by the host, whomsoever has created the world. Fine. So then you can easily join. You can import the world as well. And there are few libraries. If you click on the libraries, like when you click on the first option, that is subject kits. So there are different types of, subjects and different templates or the activities. It's mentioned. Let's say if I talk about the science. So for the chemistry, the whole periodical or the periodic table, it's there. So you can just use this atomic structure, fine, or the chemistry tutorial. So I'm not getting into this in detail right now because here we are just there talking about the code. So how to code it? We can just click on this computer science where we have a block based coding. So you can first start with the block based coding as well. So you can just click on it. It will just show you the coding fundamental. Fine. And coding fundamental touch, computing with Minecraft and coding with Minecraft. Correct. So I will just show you in a minute how we can code it. So first is what we need to do. We need to click on this plus button, create new. So there are few templates it's available. You can use any one of the template, or maybe you can write from the scratch. You can create it on your own. So let me just click on this template. So I'm going to select the first template, that is blocks of grass. Okay. So I'm going to click on it and click on play. Now, when you click on the play button, so it will just load in a minute. So hardly it will take few seconds to load it, because first time it will just take few seconds. So it is just loading all the resources. Now you see that there's a plain grass where you can start, thinking first that what you need to create and like what type of activity that you need to perform it here. Fine. So, but before performing, obviously we should know something about or related to the the rules of the application, or what all keys are available that we can use. So if you see in the left hand side in the panel where we have the WSAD keys are specifically for moving this actor towards forward, back, left or right. Then we have a space. So let's say if I press W, so I'm moving forward. Similarly, if I press S, so I'm moving backward. Similarly, A for left and D for right. Fine, we have a space. So we can jump. If I just press, twice, the space bar like twice, I'll start flying. If I press space bar twice again, so I'll just fall down. Fine. Similarly, we have a inventory. Fine. So from here, if you just remember in the arcade, from that inventory, we just selected one of the uh, food item, like the burger. So from here, you can select any of the other inventories that you want to select. You may take it. So how to take, I'll also just tell you. You can just select any of the particular block that you want to place. Let's say I just want to place this block here. So simply you need to click on it, and then you need to click again on this particular hotbar. So we call it as a hotbar. So we can take n number of resources from here and then place it there in the uh, hotbar. Okay, so I can just keep it like similarly several other blocks the way we want. Let's say this much I have taken. Similarly, we have a T, that is the chat window. So I'll just show you in a minute what exactly the chat or the T, how it will work. Then we have a code builder. So this, the code builder we need to learn today. So how to do coding. So this is all that I have just shown you. This is not related to the coding as of now because I have just collected few of the resources. Okay. Excuse me. So I'm going to press a C here. So it will open a code builder window here. Right. Now you'll see a similar structure or an interface just like Arcade. So here we have a new project. So what I'll do, I'll just create a new empty project from here. So I'm giving a project name here. Let's say greetings and click on create. Right. So I'll also find a similar interface here. So this is a list basically. Again, like some of the basic control we have player, blocks, moves, agent. Okay. So here, let's say if I want to display something, so we have a say button like a player. So what the player will say basically, like on chat command, it should display the same CBSE coding sessions. Okay, I'm just yeah. So what is this like on chat command? This is basically a run. When you will type this run on a chat command window, it will print this message, that is CBSE coding sessions, right? So how to do that? Let's say I'll have this particular start button. When I click on it, it will redirect to this particular page. So what I did, I just had mentioned the run where in the chat command. So how to open a chat command window? So for that you need to press T. Fine. So I need to press a T, T for tiger. And here you need to write run. Okay. And then click on this arrow key. So you'll see a message here, which is there at the top, CBSE coding session, right? So similarly, if you want to press it again, if you see, you just see the message here, that is CBSE coding session. So if you press again the run, press enter. So again, it will just give you the same message, that is CBSE coding session. And if you want to go back to the code builder again, just press C. Fine. So it will redirect to the same page, that is the coding or the code builder. And now if you see, if you click on this arrow key here, it will open the same panel here like the JavaScript as well as the Python. So you can just tell them. But let's say again, student, they may ask like, what is the role or maybe the purpose behind it. So there are few activities like it's already there. So either if you just tell them or you need to show them the one chicken rain activity. Fine. So then the student will also feel interest and student will also come to know that yes, what we have used. So you can just tell them, let's say when I click on this tutorial, so how would you like to go about it? Whether you want to start the tutorial with the block one or block programming or with the Python or with JavaScript. So you need to tell to the student that there are three different ways to you define it or use it. So let us start with the block coding first and then click on start tutorial. So it will give you all these steps one by one that we need to follow, and you see that The output is what? That here 100 of chicken or lots of chickens are falling down. Okay, so let's say here also you can give one more example to the student. Let's say you want to construct a building, or maybe your history teacher says that you want to construct a monument or a historical place that you need to design it. Fine. So for that you need to design or construct a building. So for that what you do? Either you are going to place one block one after another. So then it will be time consuming. Let's say you want to place 100 blocks. So how you are going to do that? Either you are going to place one block one after another, one by one. So again, that will be time consuming. And let's say if teacher says that you can place, 100 blocks all together and you can design a home as well. So then it will be interesting for them. Oh, how we can add, all the 100 blocks all together. Okay, so that is quite interesting for them. Then they will try to correlate. So yes, put in and on chat command and rename it to chicken. So here it says that we are going to create a chicken here, the activity. So that's why I have just added here a chicken and I have renamed it. And if you're not able to do it maybe on your own, maybe you want to check whether you are going to or whether you are performing the correct steps or not. So you can click on this particular bulb icon over here, which gives you the picture or the you can visualize that yes, whatever you are doing it is exactly same, correct? So I'll click on the next button. It says put in spawn or spawn a chicken at your position. So the where exactly you want your spawn to be, on which particular, or at which position basically you want to place it. So click on mobs here and you can drag and then drop it here. Now the code under on chat command will run when you type chicken in the Minecraft chat on this in the relative 3D position of the player. So right now I've not given any of the position here. Right now all the positions are 0. This is a 3D position like X, Y and Z. So that position we need to first define and then we need to give it. So animal also you can select. Maybe here for me it is chicken. So that's why I've just selected by default chicken. Click on next here. Now the second number in this, what it says that change the spawn position to 10 blocks above your player. So above your player means like 10 blocks above of your player, that you need to give the elevation of the chicken. So it will fall above the 10 blocks above the player. So I'm going to use it 10 here. Now go to Minecraft and press T to open the chat and enter chicken. So if I click on this and if I if I want to execute, so which command we need to press first or which alphabet, that is T. So I need to open the chat window first and here I need to write what? Chicken. Okay, now what you see here, yeah, one chicken, it has fall down. And so now you can ask from the student, let's say if you want 100 chickens to be there. So what you need to do in that case? What you will do in the programming or what you will do in that particular code? So you need to go back to that particular code builder window and might be few of the student, they will come up with their own idea that if I want to repeat the step again and again, so what I need to do in that case? So that is why you can just tell them that you need to repeat this particular steps how many times, like 100 times. So similarly you can give one more example. If you want to prepare a cup of tea, so there are number of steps that they need to perform, but all those steps needs to be performed what, I mean the same steps that you are performing like maybe in the evening or the afternoon or maybe in the morning, right? But if you can save all these steps all together and you can save it somewhere, and if you're going to execute the same steps again maybe in the afternoon or maybe in the evening, so you are going to repeat it. So similarly here also, if I want to repeat the same steps, maybe how many times? 100 times, because the first time it is going to I mean you are getting one chicken from this, but I want 100 chicken from this. So obviously I'll get into the loop and I can take this particular block and I'll keep it here and I need to repeat only how many times? 100 times. And what it will do? It will do this particular same operation. Now let us see. I'll go to the start. And here we need not to save, need not to execute, we need not to compile the program. Are we doing? No, nothing. So that is why for the small grade student, first the coding is very easy to learn in terms of block coding. Correct? So let me open the chat window again. And if I write the chicken again, okay, and click on the zero key, now you'll see a magic. Oh, 100 chickens are there. Isn't it interesting? So this one is interesting, like, for all the students that the sector is now surrounded with 100 chickens. Yeah. And now it is, they are also able to understand, like, within very few seconds, they have just added one particular block, that is a repeat block, where they have just mentioned that how many times that they want to execute this particular statement. So from this, they will come to know what do you mean by sequential steps? What do you mean by steps here, and how many times that you want to execute these steps, isn't it? So this way, slowly and gradually, they will also come to know that what is the meaning and the purpose of repeat block is. So you need to just tell them or show them these blocks only, so that they will also get to know. Correct? If you open the code builder again, similarly, when you click on next, that yes, the chicken is lonely, place a repeat block that we have already done. Well done, you have completed your first mode. So there are these 7 steps that we just performed it. Similarly, if you go to home, you can tell them to do the same activity, like, the flower trail, or maybe fast forward, or maybe super digger if you want to dig something, right? The agent dig, the mobs here, aquatic farm. So you can just tell to your students just to perform the same. Let's say if you want to build this wall, isn't it? And if you are placing a block one by one, or maybe build a house, you want to do that. So at a time you want to place 100 blocks, 50 blocks, maybe top of the above, maybe on the left hand side you want to place only these many blocks. So this way how you can perform the activity, you can easily. So some of the block coding videos are also available. Python coding videos are also available. You can just go through one by one. So you will get an idea, even students will also get an idea, and then you can import it. And after that, if you want to export, you can also export the project. Yeah. So this is how, like, you can work with the code builder. So let's say if we are placing a block, like, one by one, so how we can do that? We can just press 1, because this is a wood plank which I have added here in the hotbar. Now I want to place it, so I am just placing it, one by one. So this is again, time consuming, which I am just doing it with the help of this actor, and I can move it a little bit. Okay, this way I can just place it, and then you can show this activity with the students. Okay, so this is how you can this is how you just do with the same. Okay, and now let me just go back here. Okay. Yeah, this is a way that how you can do that. Similarly, if you want to place a second resource, or the, like, from the inventory that you have taken, so you can just place it in this way. Correct? So this is how you can do that. Similarly, the third one. So this will be, like, quite interesting even for the student, and you can also tell them the difference with the code, how they can do it, or how they can achieve their goal. And one by one, if they are going to place all the blocks, then how, like, you can say that, you know, difficult it is if they want to place 100 or 50 blocks altogether. Yeah. So this is all about the Minecraft, and do not worry, because tomorrow again we will do this. I mean, several other coding with the help of Minecraft, like block coding of the variables, the loops as well. Correct. So now it's time to redeem the code. Fine. So the achievement code for this session is there in this particular screen. You may note it down as well. And if you want, Ankita, you please just copy this code and then paste it there in the chat window. I'm just going to tell you the steps how to redeem it. You need to go to the browser here and just type like the education dot microsoft.com and then press enter. And here first is on the top right corner, you need to click on sign in button. So if you have like your M365 ID, like Office 365 ID, you can select any of the ID here. If you do not have, you can create a Outlook ID also. So how to create a Outlook ID is again so simple. Just click on this create one and you can create a Outlook ID from here. Okay, create a new account. So you can simply click on this, like maybe the dummy ID @ outlook.com. Fine. After that, it will ask for further other details, like either you can create for you can create, like, you know, for the Outlook domain, or maybe with this Hotmail domain. Okay, any one of the domain you can select it and click on next. That's it, because this ID is already there. So someone already has this email address. So you may just give some number to it and then click on next. So then you can set the password, and after that you need to just provide two more details like date of birth. Okay, and then it will create your Outlook ID. So this way, once you have created the Outlook ID, then you need to go back to the education.microsoft.com. Okay, and just click on sign in button. Now I am going to sign in with my ID, and here I'm going to enter my password. Okay, and here you need to just click on redeem achievement code, right? When you click on this, like, you know, the icon over here, which is there at the top right corner, fine. Then either you can click on my profile or you can go to this redeem achievement code directly. So just open this redeem achievement code and you need to paste that code, which I have provided to you. You need to just copy this code. Okay, and then you need to paste it here and then click on redeem. All right. Now, when you click on this particular redeem, or maybe you need to paste it, after that you will get a congratulations message. So once you will get the congratulations message, after that you need to close that window and you need to go back to that particular icon and just click my profile. Right now, when you click on my profile, so one of the certificate of today's session you will be able to receive. And one more certificate that you must have received, that is the Certified Microsoft Innovative Educator, that is MIE. And you click on view details and certificate. Right, and here it has been awarded this Microsoft in Education certificate in recognition of this, and it will also show you today's date. Okay, and it will show you that you are now certified. Correct. Maybe you will also receive few other certificates, but this is one of the certificate which I have just shown to you that you will receive it. So only the thing is you need to first select this redeem achievement code and you need to select the option as my profile. Okay. So you can sign in with your Microsoft ID as well, or you can create a Outlook account or Hotmail account, and then also you can sign in with that account as well if you do not have the Microsoft ID with you. Okay. Any questions so far? Like anything if it is not clear to you how to redeem the code. So now this is the time to just ask few questions. If you have any query or any questions, you may please drop in this chat window so that I will be happy to answer you. And one more thing, I'm just, or Ankita will be sharing the feedback link with you all. So please share your valuable feedback on the same link. It's been provided to you. Correct. You can click on that particular link and then there is a survey. So you can just provide the valuable feedback of today's session. And yes, if you want or if you have further any query, you may mail us on this mail ID, that is info@cyberaddictiontechnology.com, or maybe you can also reach out through a message that is 8822218440. Fine. So yeah, the code is there in front of you also, and it's already been circulated there on the chat window. So please let me know in case if you have any doubt or any issue. Yeah, so let me just give you a quick recap. I think all of you have already redeemed the code and everything. So what we did, we started with the, let me just start with the starting. So first is we just started with the introduction to coding. Fine, why it is important, what do you mean by coding, how it impacts our daily lives, fine, what exactly is coding in context of computer science, different types of programming languages. Then we give some example related to traffic light work. Okay, and where it is applied, coding is applied, we need to tell them by different or by giving different examples. Then popular programming languages, we need to just tell them. After that, what do you mean by make code? Though we have the code.org or the Scratch as well, but yes, we have the another framework like the make code, which we can use it. And how to open it, the link is already given. Then I told you to open the arcade.com, so I can just simply click on it by uh, opening the arcade. You can simple write makecode.arcade.makecode.com, and here you can open it, and this way those who have asked the question how I have added the burger, so this way I just added like set my sprite to this way, and then my sprite say are you hungry, then I can move the sprite, with buttons. On a button pressed, it will play a sound. Correct. So then we discussed about this particular code, and after that we can also do the same code with the help of Minecraft as well. But today we just did the simple activity through Minecraft. Then make code arcade, it is what one of the platform to perform the block based programming. Then from where you can install the Minecraft Education Edition. that is also there, and it is a game-based learning platform. Fine, that we can tell to our students. There is an activity related to the two villagers together in Minecraft. You need to just set up first, and after that, or you can download and then you can perform the activity that's given there in the teacher handbook or maybe the faculty handbook. Okay. Some of the worksheets you may give, and the GitHub account which we discussed, the pack offers for school student, the activities, and the Minecraft is just one of the platform for coding as well. So we can use similar other platforms as well that is available. Fine, but but in the handbook, like in student handbook and the faculty handbook, all the activities it's given are related to the this arcade. That is why we need to just take care. Yeah. And yeah, so few of the activities it's also mentioned through Minecraft. It's again there in the book. So how to download, like, or from where you can download from the CBSE academic.nic.in, go to the skill education and click on this coding and data science and the coding. You may download all the student handbook, faculty handbook, teacher resource. Once you will complete the whole chapter and the entire chapter, the book, you can also give or allocate the project. So the project booklet for student, it's also mentioned. You can give to them so that they can do or perform the activities. They can take a help of this particular book as well. So all these steps, it's also mentioned. Like, you were asking that how you have added. So probably you can use this school book as well. I mean, the project handbook as well. And then you can perform the same activity from here. So this is basically an activity, starts with the like variables, so that we will do in tomorrow's session. Fine, what all variables that we can take and how we can perform for the program or the coding. Okay. So after that, I just briefed you about the steps, like how to you need to open the education.microsoft.com, and from the redeem achievement code you need to enter this code. After that, when you will provide the code, then it will give you that you have redeemed the certificate. You need to close that window and then you can download it. And this is the feedback link where you can provide your valuable feedback. So thank you everyone for the wonderful session. And we have provided all the relevant links in this chat window. You may copy it, and I hope you have liked this session. So please do not forget the feedback. And if you want to give a feedback here, few of the like the encouraged or maybe like kind of appreciation of few words here in the chat window, if you want to write, you may. And once again, thank you all of you for your cooperation. So let's collect tomorrow again at 3 o'clock for the another session. So I'm here like for 2-3 more minutes. If you have any query, please feel free to ask here in the chat window. You may drop it.